of courage. There you go. Okay.
Good time of the day, and welcome to Kingdom of Aldana, all creatures of wild change ratings, or however I pronounce that. Whatever. So, here are today. Some of us very happy to be here. Some of us, especially our genetic cleric, very unlikely not to be here, and some of us trying frantically to remember how to run a game and how to talk into the camera instead of into the monitor. But here we are after a 2-week break. 2-week break, I believe it was, and a lot of happened last week. Not in quantity, but definitely in quality. As we continued to explore the wonderful city that is Nebo. Traeger managed to visit some of his old colleagues, his old captain, Bromir, learn a couple more things about the happenings in Nebo, trying to find a way to contact the higher-ups, Lady Khazar and Lord Patrician. You visited the Sunset Palace itself with a letter for Lady Khazar and for your old friend Amawain, getting a later date to meet and talk. And last but not least, you have been invited to dinner by... At first you thought it was Ogre himself, but it was someone by the name of Octavius, a huge Cyclops in a suit, a well-tailored suit that sat for dinner with all of you and offered you a job that you have quite rudely declined.
Graciously.
Sure. And then the conversation sort of devolved into threats and accusations and a lot of laughter.
A lot of empty threats.
Let's call them empty threats, sure.
From our side, at least.
Oh, yes, most certainly.
Are they, though? Are they?
We ended by all of you leaving the restaurant and trying to meet up with Amawain for an evening conversation. Sadly, she informed you that she can't meet you right now. Please come to the Sunset Palace next morning. And before going to your tavern to discuss things and go to sleep, you have encountered a certain tiefling minstrel, tiefling bard, who offered you to buy drinks and share what he knows in exchange for stories of your adventure. Which, as far as I remember, you have accepted.
Yes, definitely.
Very well. So, I know a place. Not a very good place, definitely nothing of your caliber, but that's the only place I can afford. And that's the one place where we can talk without people paying too much attention. So if you're fine with that, we can go there. If you have another place of choice...
A place where no one's paying attention sounds like a great place, but not very likely.
I've earned 6 silver today, so that's my budget.
Yeah, you should ask Trego. My budget is really tight as well. He doesn't give me all that much. That's the big guy in the suit.
Right.
Lead the way.
Right. Well, it's down that way into the less expensive part of the city. Well, come with me. He packs up his stuff. Let's go. And leads you down into the more rural, more down-to-earth parts of Neba, where buildings are small in size and closer to each other, creating those tiny inner courtyards, where the sun never shines. Where people have strings with their clothes always. Takes a while, but you end at a tavern that looks not very impressive, but clean enough. There are windows, there are doors, so at least it's not a completely bad or half-destroyed place. There's no name of a tavern on a sign, but the sign itself is a line intersected by another line, broken in two. Well, here we are. We call this place the Huff. And, well, interesting people come here to drink some alcohol in peace. He opens the door. Ladies first.
Walk in.
Same.
The inside of the tavern is actually quite warm and it's filled with music and banter for this evening, and quite a few people have gathered here this evening. People, while in Kelsung, Aris was the norm and some others of you were the unnorm, the unconventional races, here it's the other way around. Aris is seemingly the only human in this tavern, for it's filled with orcs, half-orcs, goblins, tieflings, half-elves, all of the not quite full-breed races that possibly don't find a better place to drink in Nebo. Or at least prefer the company of others like them. Your host waves to the bartender and finds a partially greasy but acceptable table. Well, sit down. I'll be with you in just a moment. As he disappears in the direction of the bar.
Let me quickly look at some components.
Please don't fireball the tavern.
No, I wasn't planning on
Please
that.
fireball the tavern.
No, I would never.
An act of terrorism by a human.
Just as a quick reminder, since we didn't play in a couple of weeks, like magic that doesn't affect other people is still frowned upon, but not persecuted, right?
Depends on the magic. Like what specifically are you talking about?
See invisibility.
Oh, well, to be fair, I'm pretty sure nobody will notice this kind of spell in here. I mean, what
No, I
are the
mean-
components?
No, I would suppress them anyway. I mean, because of the Azure Vigil. You can
No,
detect magic.
nobody.
That's what
Yeah,
I mean.
yeah.
Impact.
Nobody's gonna take in prison for this, and I guess since this particular spell is not very flashy or very noticeable, people might like if they notice, they're just gonna like go, whatever.
No, I'll just quickly put my hand around my necklace and cast the invisibility with subtle spell.
Right.
One.
Subtle spell.
No verbal or somatic
Alright.
component. Never again will I be chained down. Never again.
That's what you think. I assume you take a look around.
Yeah, I take a look around.
So make me a perception check.
I'm just looking for a nice orb the way it was described to me mostly.
Sure.
But yeah.
Orbs are orbs, but let's see if you notice certain people appearing that weren't there before.
Maybe I do.
So,
You okay there, Cal?
no. Tal, you
Sorry.
here?
Yeah, my internet's a bit acting up.
Just making sure you can hear us. So you see no magical orbs or eyes floating in the sky or any other strange arcane constructs. And as far as you can tell, the number of people is the same as it was before, and I mean, most likely you would have been followed by a human, and you are still the only human here, so that's good, that's good.
So while he's away, I think this place would be a great place to quickly talk. I think we're safe. I think I found a way to at least see if we're being watched.
Talk about what?
Talk about what we're planning to do, because now they're gonna really turn on the heat, especially while we're here, I suppose. And we can't, or we are very limited in what we can do in this magic controlling shithole. I mean, after that, I'm sure there's actually gonna be a need to stay up at night. Or not.
Well, first things first, we're gonna go see Lady Kazar tomorrow.
I'm aware, but it's more about. I wasn't planning on making this important to our situation, but now that it is like it is, it's not like we have a choice of. I think if we ignore them here, it's gonna be nasty for the people they mentioned. It's gonna be nasty for us. So we might want to switch up our priorities.
Well, supposedly, as long as we don't get in their way, there won't be a problem.
Don't think so anymore. Not after that talk. And it's not like I want to get out of their way either. Fucker has the audacity to invite us and offer us a job to stay quiet after all the shit they put other places through. Might as well do what the king sent us here to do partially anyway. It will need to be a little more watchful, I think. For places around us. People. It's great because we're so good at it.
Yeah.
Well, the two of them are at least.
Yeah.
Didn't mean you. Okay. Maybe we can get to patrician through Lady Khazar, right? Since that door is...
That's the probably the best chance.
But what do we have to offer to Lady Khazar?
Our acquaintances to Amavane, basically.
So you're saying nothing?
When did we ever have anything?
Oh, we do have some stuff, but I don't think anything of
You have to
major
of-
value.
If this is part of the royal house of Aldana.
Also, it did seem like he applied that the Oko and his group are very much involved in whatever goes on in the city, which makes me think they're involved in the higher ups.
Well,
Of
I mean,
course.
worst case scenario, we could have just made an enemy out of the allies we're supposed to be making. I mean, he could be partnered with Amavane's house. We don't know.
How fitting for Amavane.
He's a legitimate businessman, remember? He's not doing anything overtly illegal.
Or
why
so he
wouldn't
claims.
or so he claims. And if what he claims is accurate, then why would he have enemies with the most powerful people in the city?
The thing is, what you do and what your friends do, and if you're just a front for your friends, are two different stories entirely, right?
I have no idea what you just said, but sure.
I mean, basically, he could be the clean influence where the money they get from other parts buys them this influence they can use for other stuff. And the other parts are, setting a mark down in Iron Forge with the blood of thousands of people.
Yeah, I get that, but who's gonna believe that their old friend, old business friend, reliable business friend of several decades has been a problem? Is doing something like that behind their backs?
Well, no other way than to look into.
There's no
that.
like, isn't there like a receipt for an orc army or?
Would you believe that if Gundren, we learned tomorrow, was a part of this? Would you believe that?
Yes.
I'm not asking you.
No, I wouldn't believe that.
Right.
I would
so
have
if
I
somebody
would
came
have
up
to go
you
to see for
tomorrow-
myself.
So if somebody came up to you tomorrow that you just met and said, "Hey, your business partner is doing these weird, twisted, evil, demonic things behind your back," would you throw them out? Would you believe them? Would you go marching in on Gundren, your old friend?
No, but I would certainly. It's
What about
something.
the man you visited at the barracks?
I wouldn't outright just how do you say it? Cancel
Dismiss?
it? Yeah, dismiss it.
What?
If it's something that if it's something so horrible language, maybe that's worth investigating, finding some proof.
Yes, but it's not like we're gonna be going around saying that out loud, right? We can simply investigate what we were sort of asked to investigate in the first place. See wherever that leads us. No need to make open accusations when we don't know who stands where. But we certainly need to get involved in some way. That dude is taking really long to order some drinks. I think we're about to get scammed again.
It's
What
actually a
were we-
makeover. Sorry, go ahead, Sarah.
No, go ahead.
Nope, do it.
What worries me is I wonder if these higher up people that he has, they already know about it and they're like officially turning a blind eye to it.
Well, we'd still just do what we were doing and expand who gets affected by it, I guess. Not like that.
Sorry, it took me a while longer than I expected.
Yeah, you must have had
Bart
quite the
comes
time to...
back with a tall chair in hands. Well, took a little while to persuade someone to let it go. Here you go. Yeah, kind of like.
Let it go.
Let it go.
He lets it go.
Elsa?
You can't hold it back any longer?
No, basically, he came back with a chair specifically for small races.
Oh,
Because, like previously you were like sitting like this. Because the tables are normal. The chairs are also normal.
Oh, I thought you were getting drinks. Mm.
Oh, yeah, they're coming. They should come.
Sure.
So, how we gonna do this? You tell me your stories, I share rumors, or should we alternate?
Where do we start? And what do we leave out?
Please start at the most epic part and leave out nothing. It's, I guess, my job to leave out the boring stuff.
Out of character, are we gonna do an actual retelling of our story?
like,
Okay.
Oh no!
That'll take forever.
We would probably summarize it, but like there are
you
probably
can just
parts.
say like we tell about our achievements in Ironforge, and I just know that he knows that. That's all I need.
yeah, that wouldn't be a
Can we
problem,
just-
right?
Can we just say what we leave out, basically?
You do understand. Well, like if you say that you tell him the full adventure except this and this and this, you're gonna be in this tavern for the next 2 or 3 hours. You have a very long adventure.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Sure.
But
let's
2
go
to 3
with
hours
this.
isn't that bad. Question is, if no one else wants to, also definitely tell the story.
Let's start with the very beginning of making pancakes out of goblins.
Jesus.
Right. Pancakes.
An epic one rolling dice battles Trago and one goblin for for 3 sessions in a row.
Alright, so first half an hour is Traeger retelling that epic fight between him and Goblin. So what do you tell, what you do not tell? You can discuss out of character. It's okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think we don't mention Octavian to be certain.
I don't think we mentioned the name Oko at all.
I think we mention it. Puts it out on the street.
Make him a target?
Yeah. No, it's not like you make him a target. It's like the name
Oh,
gains a bad
boy.
connotation.
Let's
you
see,
mean-
who
you mean-
started this
you mean-
rumor about Oko and started spreading this name that nobody else knows? That one? Let's grab that one and ask him where he got his information from. Yeah, it's not making him a target at all.
By the way, just putting this into perspective, I don't remember how I described him last session, but like right now he basically doesn't look much older than Artis looks at his full height. So he's
Yeah, this character needs an origin story as well. How he
He's an
overcame
adult,
the agents
but-
of evil.
but
Uh,
not very old.
I'm definitely leaving out any and all relatives.
How about we leave out also the fact that we're here for on behalf of the king and all that stuff, like our
Yeah,
current
we're-
adventure. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not associated with the king.
We're just... We're
Yeah.
not?
No. Mm-mm. We're supposed to keep that under wraps? The whole point
No,
of that?
only here.
Oh no.
Yes, and we're here.
Till he has this thing written and a nice song made out of it, will probably already be gone.
No, dude.
Yes?
The next
No.
morning.
How does that make any sort of sense? We were told specifically to not make it seem like we were representatives of the other city because
Only because
here
of...
they're at war.
They're not that
No, not at
war.
all.
It's a cold war.
No.
It's better than that.
It's only because of if we want to look into something, they can't have an official Aldana force basically researching or investigating within their city. That's all it is. We aren't even an official Aldana force. Well, maybe a little.
We are.
Maybe a little.
We are the king's patsies. We are the expendable group.
Basically.
His last like enforcer was kicked out of here because she was known to be affiliated with him.
Let's just tell the story up until we returned to Kreuzung.
So basically all of Phandalin, then all of Ironforge saga?
Then of all of Ironforge, then the dragon story, then the White Tower and the Tomb of the Necromancer.
So you're basically just leaving out Kreitsun.
No, I would put Kreuzung in, personally.
The not a dead one?
You can here like tell all of that, but not mention or like underplay your connection to the king, for example.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Like, oh, yeah, well, we were rewarded and everything, but I mean, we're here.
Or
we're
we
not there.
we just we leave that part with the award out. Just we're independent and we help them here and there.
Right.
the most subtle of name dropping.
That's the most subtle of name droppings. And like I said, I definitely leave out the place with the giant crystal.
Wait, that part you leave out?
Yes,
Why?
Because it relates to him.
because
Oh.
it relates to Arlis and he fucking hates that part.
Oh, no.
Wait. You are the Heron Stellans?
The what?
Oh shit! They know about us. We're screwed.
No, those are different people who were honored for it. We just played our part.
This is still awesome.
Wait, what? Out of character. Like, didn't we tell him we're Hearn's talents?
No, that was the whole thing I was bitching about.
We left out the word because otherwise, that's like Heron's talent is here in Nebo. Sounds good. That won't go around.
Yeah, but like, fine, okay, but like, what's the impact of that? Because Heron's talents are not an official group. It's just
they are.
Well,
we were given special recognition by the king for our achievements, and we took a name that directly associated ourselves with the king directly.
Yes.
I mean, it's like getting isn't it like getting a knightship? You know, like, oh, you're a knight, but you're not really, you know, like in real life. This is out there all this. Serving like the queen.
Associated.
Or maybe like getting an honorary doctorate, you know, like a professor or doctor. You're associated with the university, but you're not really.
No.
I think we're a little higher than that.
We're better than professors? Shit, I should tell.
Hey, Mom, I'm a knight in an imaginary game.
You can be proud of me now.
You can be imaginary proud of me.
Wow, that just got deep. Like,
got real dark. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well.
Why? What have you had?
Oh, well, they saved the city, basically.
Oh my gosh. We did that part too, though.
Well, yeah, I imagine, of course, that was what you tell you, and I imagine the guards and other people played a lot of part, but.
Yeah, it seems funny that he would only point out how many? Whatever group of people there were.
Well, because I heard about them.
It was the whole city that fought, though.
Well, now I know. Now I can tell the proper story.
Good.
That's what this is all about, telling the truth.
Lord just slowly turns and looks at the sound. Really?
I just imagine like Trek was doing like the water.
Yeah, the one with the water where he spits out from his mouth. Yeah, this is all about telling the truth.
Yeah, fine, my friends?
Yeah, sorry. Wrong. Oh, boy.
Pip is just laughing.
By the way, I imagine this would have happened much earlier. Obviously, like the drinks and everything else would have arrived.
Let's say this happens every time they lie. No, okay.
Oh no, please don't say that.
At the end of the evening, the whole bar is wet.
We're not saying that. It's like the most obvious.
Just like the bartender comes and puts a giant sign saying "Splash Zone" next to Dragon. No, actually, like as you start, like you look at each other and start in the beginning thinking what to tell, and you already start telling the story. Like a couple of minutes in, a barmaiden comes. And you engrossed in your story, like with each other, and you just hear and clatter off tray on the ground.
I'll look at who dropped what.
You see a barmaiden running back towards the bar.
That's weird.
Who just came in, maybe, to the bar? To the direction she looked at?
No, she basically... She was approaching towards your table, and then drops the tray and ran away.
Did I recognize her?
Make a perception check with disadvantage, because you weren't looking. So it's like, peripheral vision, you like saw the hands with the tray. Nah, not really. I mean, you just saw the skirts and the hands with the tray. You don't sound like the kind of a man that would recognize a woman by her hands.
No.
Is that the kind of effect you have on people?
Not the hands, at least. Wink.
I'm choking on food.
Aww.
Have you been here before?
Nope.
Seemed surprised.
Have we been here before? I mean, in this bar, me.
Not in 5 years.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think you. I mean, you might have actually been in this bar before, but not many times.
Yeah, like not a regular. Okay.
I haven't been here, right, Dan?
Say again?
I haven't been here, right?
No.
Yeah, that
And
didn't sound like
Frege most likely would have been here, like as part of the guard, maybe like to break up a fight once in a while. He was a bit higher in status than visiting a bar for the dregs of society.
Can I
Always-
watch her?
Sure. I mean, she ran away already, but...
She went to the bar, right? Can we
Yeah,
see it?
Do they
Always-
usually just leave the drinks on the floor like that?
No,
This
it's,
place is
yeah, like
gross.
the tray is just on the floor. There are no drinks. There are like a couple empty cups overturned. You see that basically the entrance next to the bar with also like hanging door, closed door, whatever how they call it in English, was like swinging as she ran past. You hear some slight commotion from basically the kitchen area.
I think that's just the effect Salan has on certain people, to be honest.
Sound seems surprisingly quiet and aloof tonight. Not even a snarky comment from him.
He's been drinking a lot.
Yeah, he's been drinking a lot, water mostly. Like literally been like his mug and just decanter of endless water, drink, decanter of endless water, drink, decanter of... Fuck it, decanter of endless water. As you watch confused, someone, a woman comes out of that place with an old man in tow, and you recognize the old man. That's the man you saved from the bandits more than a month ago.
Oh
Wait.
shit.
Is that his daughter?
Oh, the one where I tried to pet her head and she like ducked away.
Yeah,
Oh shit. They made it.
yeah. So they slowly make their way towards you, and the girl starts picking up the tray and the cups. It is you!
Oh, hi! You made it!
Yes.
So you run this bar?
No. My daughter found a job. I just wash dishes in the kitchen. Just for now. She said she saw you, and I didn't believe her, but I just wanted to say thank you so much. Without your money, we wouldn't have made it.
I'm so glad you made it.
Thank you. It's so much better here for my daughter.
You adjusting well then?
Well, it's different. A lot of people, a lot of stone, but I won't have to live here for long, and she can get a life amongst people like her, people that don't judge. She kind of like holds a tray to her and slightly like elbows her father.
Does she still have her?
She still
Thing
has the bonnet, but like she seems less conscious about it, I guess. I mean, to be fair, most evenings in Nebo would still hide the horns, if that's all they have, just, so that there's no question. But well, we're not gonna distract you from having a wonderful evening, since you have company and the party of sorts. Come on, Hope, let's bring the drinks for our friends. Thank you so much again.
Thank you. I don't think we ever got your names.
Oh, well, this is my daughter, Hope. She bows. And I'm Rowan.
Is Rowan a half elf by any chance?
No, she's human.
Okay. Well, nice to meet you, finally. Well, actually, officially, I guess.
Huh?
Well, we didn't get their name last time.
Yeah, we saved their lives instead.
But
Definitely.
it's not
Whatever you want
order.
to say.
I'm really glad you both made it safe.
Thank you. Well, have a good evening.
You
They
too.
turn around and leave.
Thank you.
And a bit later she will bring you whatever you order, just to write off. I guess like 5 silver for all of you. Actually, wait, no, don't write it because Daniel's paying for it.
Thanks, Hope.
She bows again. The other drinks. Alright, so guess you spend the rest of the time telling the story, and you do tell it. And
Yeah, we'll tell the story about them. Oh,
That
we
is
say-
in there already.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
Because I thought it was a part of the.
No.
well, it's
That's
White
not
Tower,
all.
I guess. It's somewhere
It's
there.
it's. You can just put it in somewhere between the White Tower and the Necromancer's Tomb.
And I guess at first he was just listening, and then he actually takes out a piece of paper and a short quill, and just actually not a quill, more like a pencil, and just starts jotting down notes. This is amazing. This will give me material for at least a year. So many stories to tell, so many songs. Oh, thank you so much. I've heard stories of adventures, but never something like this.
Well, in return, you can tell the story well, and we'll enjoy it when we hear it.
I will. Maybe I should get a better start here. So, what do you want to know about the city? I don't know everything, and half of that is rumors, but I do hear a lot.
What kind of rumors do you hear?
All kinds. Adventures like you, politics, economics, just crimes and disturbances that happen in the city. A little bit about what's happening in the upper ring or higher. Whatever people talk
Oh, wow,
about.
you hear a lot of rumors.
You hear anything concerning a certain warehouse? Certain agent of Aldana that has been thrown out of Nebo?
No.
No? Okay.
Well, now you have.
All right. A friend of yours?
Not really.
All right.
How about politics? Anything interesting? Yeah.
Well, how long have you been missing from the city, do you say?
More or less 5 years.
Alright. Well, Lord Patrician and Lord Commander are still the same, which is good. The corporations have been growing quite quickly, especially the new one, Vision. I don't know if you've heard or not, but you must have seen the iron stands with lights. That's their job. Some sort of magic.
So Vision is in charge of distributing magical lanterns?
Not only, they've been doing a lot of simple enchantments. There's those lamps, and they have some portable ones. Then they've been selling basically like boxes, and you put stuff inside of it and you close it and it keeps it cold for a while. And similar but smaller boxes that heat up stuff. Very popular with the restaurants, especially the moving stands. Very useful for them. So, as far as I understand, they've been using some simple magic, and putting it into items for normal people to buy, kind of stuff. Obviously, nothing I can afford, but still pretty big.
Any word on like the shadier dealings among the bigger corporations? Any rumors going through?
Not among the biggest three, I want to say.
The other ones work as well.
It's still a question where they get all of this stuff, all this knowledge from, but it all comes through the administration, so they must approve of it. Smaller ones.
Are you still talking about Vision?
All of them. Vision, Atlas, Hyperbole. I mean, they can't sell stuff unless Lord Patrician allows them to sell it. So, it must be safe.
Who are the CEOs of these companies currently? CEOs? I don't know. The heads of...
So for Vision, it's this... it is actually not a citizen of Neba, not a proper one. Comes from down south. I'm not sure how far. I haven't seen him personally, obviously, but I hear he has very dark skin, almost black. Very long name. Saladin Yusif Van Glazir, something like that. Very not Aldana sounding. So here's for the Vision. Ruslan Steele is the CEO of Atlas. And I believe the current... What are you laughing about?
Steele in charge of Atlas?
Yes, sure.
Okay.
And I believe the current chief of Hyperbole is Sir Tassiter.
Tassadar?
No, not Tassadar. Tassiter. Harold Tassiter.
Okay.
I had to come up with names from somewhere. Aside from that, shady dealings. I've heard that there is a new sect cult in the Temple Ring. Not many of them, and I mean they haven't done anything yet, so can't.
A new what?
Sect, religious sect.
Did they pay to get the altar?
Not yet, actually, from what I heard. But they've been quite, not violently, but vehemently claiming that they've seen the eye of God, they know the truth, that the end is coming. So, usual crazy ramblings, I wanna say. Hopefully, nothing bad is gonna happen.
The Eye of God?
Yes. That they all will be the only ones who achieve greatness and ascend and become gods themselves. Though I'm not very good with religion, so...
Sounds interesting, at least.
How about any rumors about an organization called the Greys?
Just a moment. Grace. Where's the old name for thieves? Where's it destroyed? Actually, they were destroyed way before I came to Nebo. Haven't heard anything recently. At least
Okay.
nothing official from the vigil and nothing on the streets. Crime happens, stuff gets stolen, sometimes someone gets killed, but nothing I heard that is tied to an organization. Actually, the one interesting, well, more like morbid story I've heard about is there have been a couple of people missing lately. And lately, I mean a couple of months.
What kinds of people?
Actually, not much in common. All men, all youngish, between 15 and 30, but
Oh, fuck.
different races,
I'm
different
sorry.
height. Yes,
Missing from here?
from Nebo. Yes. Why? Do you know something?
Just a hunch. No, not really.
Mhm. Should I worry?
Yes.
Not
If
about
our hunch is
yourself,
right, yes.
but in general. Any recent one you remember?
The last one was last month was a recent one.
Have any of them been found?
No, that's the problem. The family is come to the vigil and vigil investigates, but no bodies, just gone.
Is there a certain place where they disappear? Like the south or the...
All in the lower ring, but lower ring is big. I mean, have to ask the vigil for details and not very big on disclosing the investigation. It's just what I heard in a bar from a guard. And they're very obviously worried about this because they can't find the culprits, and that's not good for their reputation. But now you make me worried about this.
Always good to be a little paranoid. Yes, it is. Trust me. Makes you sleep better.
Right.
You know how we had so many stories to tell you all at once? It's because we were paranoid.
Oh. I see. Yeah, that makes sense. That's enough. I hear and meet a lot of adventurers. Most of them don't make it. Most of them don't come back.
Yep.
Wait, what? Our line of work is dangerous?
Oh, I
Yeah.
haven't noticed so far.
Well, sometimes people just romanticize it, saying that they're gonna take a sword and kill some goblins and fight some gold, get rich quickly.
That's stupid.
Well, not everyone's smart.
Pip coughs a little.
I totally look at Pip directly in the eye when I say that.
Just coughs a little.
Some people just desperate enough to try.
Well,
You probably shouldn't go down that road, though. Telling the
No,
stories
no.
is easy enough business. Not easy, but better
good now.
business.
It's good now. I've done some unpleasant stuff to pay for my tuition. And
Who hasn't?
don't. No crimes, just had to think in some places with too much pink. Oh, jeez. But, well, they paid well, so, college, hard to pay for it.
I don't think you wrote this down in the notes, but what's the position of Nebo about prostitution?
It's legalized and controlled.
Okay.
pretty much
So
same as in pretty much everywhere else, except there are actual like rules and ordinances on how it has to be equipped for proper conduction of business.
Okay.
Why do you think you called Neb Amsterdam?
Yeah. Good point.
You still need that paper.
Paper?
Remember the same one you need for drugs?
The what now?
The same one we need for drugs.
But the what?
The one we got at the gate.
No.
No? When we came in, they gave us this.
No, what you got was basically a temporary, let's call it passport for now.
Didn't
What
we
you
also?
need is the
Oh,
Hurrah card.
they only told us about it,
Yes,
right?
they
They only
told
told
us
us
about
about it.
Oh yeah, the stamp thing.
Yeah.
So these people that are being missing, do you know anything about them?
No. It's a big city. I'm not friends with everyone.
Yeah, no, but I guess like it'd be probably pretty. The citizens would be pretty aware of like this guy is missing and maybe a description about him.
If you're looking for description, you will have to go to the vigil. I mean, if you have specific questions, I can try and remember, but just saying what do you remember about them, you can't sing the
Name.
song about people missing. No names. Not from me.
Do you have a name?
My name?
His name. I know your name.
Of missing people?
The last person that was missing, you said it was about a month ago?
What was it? It wasn't the papers. Wait a moment. He stands up and walks towards the bar. Has a conversation with the bartender, and there's a pile of, well, more like sheets of paper, not just pages that he starts looking through. Finds something. Actually heads back to you with a sheet of paper. So the last one missing was Grandel Jenkins. I know this tells anything to you.
shit. Not old man Jenkins.
Oh,
His name isn't
Donald.
Leroy.
It says here he was 27.
Like he said, between 15 and 30.
Damn whelp's got him all the time.
What did you say?
Nothing.
Trego?
Out of character, nothing. This was joked for Jen, and she didn't notice.
What? Sorry.
I said the whelps all they got him all the time.
Oh, yeah, there it goes. Yeah, they always did.
Alright, that's would have been an interesting joke if I understood it.
It's a different Jenkins, though. This one's name isn't Leroy.
Oh, that's Leroy. Okay, got it.
Are papers common in the world? I mean, this is the first time we've encountered a newspaper, actually.
This is not a newspaper. This is more like a leaflet.
Oh, okay.
It's literally like this big size of paper with some news.
Got it. A flyer, basically.
Sorta. Like, this week in Nebo, this law happened, this place opened. Oh, yes, there's a person missing.
Was this around when I was here?
What do you mean?
The leaflets.
Were leaflets popular around when I was in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's still mostly like they get placed, and usually there will be a crier who reads them before they're placed, because 90% of the population will be how's it in English? Illiterate. But I mean, this guy is a bard, so he had to learn how to read if he wanted to write songs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anything else you would like to know? I know I'm not being very helpful, but I'm trying.
Actually, you're being very helpful, I think. Quite a few
Agreed.
new interesting parts. But I think we'll be heading back to where we're staying for the night. Thank you very much.
Alright, well, it's been a pleasure.
Can you be found around here?
I mean, some evenings I am here, but I guess it would be easier to find me in the square. I do try to work as much as possible, build up a
Reputation?
reputation.
So, just to summarize, we have rumors about a cult. We have rumors about missing people. That's basically it.
Oh, does he know where the cult meets? If there's like a meeting place or like people that are trying to recruit other people or the recruiters that are about?
There are recruiters next to the gate to the temple wing. At least
Cool.
I saw them once when I went by.
Thank you.
Right. Well, it's actually pretty late, and now I'm worried. I'm gonna grab a drunk and have him escort me home.
Stay paranoid.
No,
Just a little.
no.
Just a little.
Stay safe.
Yeah, that too.
Right.
That comes from staying paranoid.
Well, don't stay too late, then get too drunk. See you around, I suppose.
See you
Nice
around.
to meet you. Thanks for the drinks. And the chair. That was very nice of you.
Just ask around. Usually pubs have a couple. Well, you would know it. You're from nearby. What I'm talking about. Anyway, good evening. He
Good evening.
picks up his notes and
Good evening.
returns the leaflets to the bartender and pays for your drinks and waits to you once again on this.
So,
There's definitely no splitting up tonight.
well, aside from, going to sleep.
I mean, Pip isn't going to the apartment, and we're all others are going back to your cousins. Either we all go to your cousins, or we all go to Pip's place.
We won't all fit in my place.
Can't be that small.
There's
What? How many of us? 5?
5, yeah.
there's 5 of us, and no offense, except for you, Arliss, you're all pretty big.
He.
They can crawl. So just
Not
for
just
sleeping.
height. Not just height. Also space.
Yes,
Because
let's
if
admit it.
if they crawl, they also have to scrunch down, which means their width kind of extends.
Do you live in a single room?
No, but unless you feel like cuddling up next to Salem, then maybe you're not wanting this idea.
Oh, he's doing that anyways.
Salon. I know his name. Damn it.
So the inn it is?
Yeah. I mean, we don't really have another option.
I still disagree, but if Pip doesn't want to, we won't.
Dan, how big is my apartment?
Your big apartment is a small kitchen, one small room. It was supposed to be a library for you. That quickly became too small, and then half of the other room is basically where you sleep, and more books.
Yeah, there's no fucking room for 5 people. 4 tall people.
I mean, there's place for you and for somebody to sleep on the floor. Then there's somebody who could sleep on the books. And I guess there's someone who could sleep on someone, but that's about it.
Yeah, no, there's no. Going back to the inn.
Alright. Sure, you make it back, and for those of you with sufficient passive perception, the guards are still around. Different guards, but they're still around.
Does the vigil have any kind of symbol to recognize which station they come from?
I imagine so, yeah.
Can I recognize where they come from?
Sure. Make me a perception check, I guess.
A solid 23.
23. Oh, let's take a look. Where are they from? They are from... Just a moment, I'm trying to orient myself on the map. They're from the southeastern office.
Southeastern.
Mm-hmm.
That's right next door. I mean, we're in the south right now, right? And where the inn is.
Mm-hmm.
And where my station is.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Okay. Well, that's some good information to have. It's always nice to come back home and knowing that someone's expecting you.
Yes. Quite a way to be expected.
Yep, not creepy at all.
One day.
Really like
Sorry.
to know who they belong to.
Hmm.
I mean, like, who sent them? Is it just standard procedure for the city when there are this many magic users around? Is it
No.
a particular organization, and if so, who?
No, but I think I know where to go if we need to ask these sorts of questions. Not that I think we're going to get any answers, though.
1 second. I'm casting See Invisibility again.
Right.
Taking a quick look around.
No magic eyes.
Okay. What are we planning to do next? Or at least for tonight? Tomorrow is Lady Khazar, I suppose. But
Tomorrow's Lady Khazaria.
What time is it, Dan?
By now, late evening, like 10, 11 late. You should have gone to sleep a couple hours ago.
I like sleep.
yeah, I'm pretty tired actually. That sounds like a
Yeah.
good idea.
So Pip's sleeping here with us, right? So I guess we can maybe we can add her to one of the rooms, right?
Yeah, she can sleep with Salan under the same room as Salan. That sounds lovely, right? And we'll just ask for another bed in the other room.
Pips, what do you want to do?
I want to go home.
Don't think that's a good idea.
Are we inside the inn now?
Sure.
Or are we still standing outside of it staring at these 2 soldiers?
We're right next to these 2 soldiers. We're talking about it.
I can get there, no problem.
I don't mean getting there. I mean if you're there alone. Or did you just mean to visit for to visit quickly?
I don't know.
I don't think it's a good idea to be staying far apart at this point. And I'd consider that one pretty far apart.
Frankly, I don't think they're coming for us tonight. We haven't done anything to them yet except insult them, and I'm sure they've dealt with that a lot anyway.
Oh, I'm sorry. When we travel along the roads and I get woken every 2 hours because I don't want to keep watch, that's all right. But suddenly, when we've just been threatened by this mob boss Cyclops and I want to keep watch and keep people close together, suddenly it's a bad idea. They probably won't come for us.
You being concerned for other people, that's funny. You're just concerned that they'll come and grab you.
Yeah, that too. No, but
Yeah.
it's not just that.
Guys, come on.
There's a little too much hypocrisy going on here.
Arliss, first of all, get your priorities straight. Of course, guarding on the road is much better than guarding about mafia. Sorry, I couldn't say that in a straight face. Of course, you're right. But yeah, it's not. It's probably a good idea to keep watch, but also, yeah, we're just gonna. I'm gonna go in and ask for a bed for Pip. Pip, do you prefer which room? We decided that me and Laura in one room and Arliss and Solana in the other. So, you want to join us or them?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Okay. So I'm gonna go up to Vitan, and I'm gonna ask him to, if it's okay to, of course, add payment also on top of that.
Don't worry, Cuz. Come on. You have been missing for so many years. I'm surprised you're taking those rooms. They're much better rooms. I mean, whatever you want. Actually, I'm going to sleep now.
Preparations for sleep, yeah.
Well, please do, because I was kind of sleeping. Now it's late, brother.
Yeah, but we're gonna go to sleep now, I guess.
Alright, well. Honestly, pick whatever rooms you have. If they're empty, you can take them. We'll figure out everything else later.
Okay. Thanks.
Have a good night. He walks off.
Okay, guys, we want to go to sleep.
Yes.
Alright. So since I hear no complaints and no plans about how you're gonna barricade your rooms for this night, I'm gonna assume that all of you went to sleep.
We're definitely keeping watches.
Are you?
Yes.
How so?
How not so?
I mean, we're in separate rooms.
So?
One person sits out in the hallway.
Okay. What happens if they come through the window?
Well, then
You'll
you're fucked.
probably hear a commotion. You can check on the doors too if you'd like to.
Okay.
So I have
So-
a very important question. Is Aris joining
Yes.
the watch?
Yes.
Woo!
Oh my god.
So, Aris, you're now level 20 because the health goes over and you got so much experience. Also, Asmodeus is coming for you.
Sounds good.
Alright. So, all of you go to sleep. And I'm just gonna check something in my notes.
Kill them in their sleep. Yeah, it's tonight. Okay.
Right.
Oh.
So you pass the night, worryingly waiting for watches, trying to fall asleep in this unknown, uncomfortable place, trying to process everything that happened during the day. Strangely enough, no one comes during the night. No creaking windows, no new patrons, no shadows in the dark. You pass the night sufficiently rested and so far untouched. There's now morning of the next day, and rather late morning, I suppose, considering how late you went to sleep. But you had a long rest, and you're welcome to come up with a new plan for the day.
Can I, out of character, get a quick reminder of when we were told we were going to we could visit Lady Khazar's?
Morning of this day.
Excellent. So let's
Of
just
this
have
new
that.
day.
Yeah, so let's just.
Yeah, I think basically the day would be go and meet Lady Khazar, and maybe go and investigate the cult, see if it's connected maybe to the disappearing of people. Also, we can go and ask, if you really want, we can go to the south barracks and ask them what the fuck's up with the...
Step by step, let's just go to Lady Khazar's first and see what we hear there. Catch
Yeah.
breakfast and then let's head there.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'll
what's
let
for our
Amavane
breakfast?
know we're coming.
Sorry?
Said I'll let Amavane know when we're coming.
Sorry, say again?
How will Amavane know when we're coming?
No. I will let Amavane know when we're coming.
Yeah, okay, I was unsure between the two parts. All right.
Okay. Sorry about that.
It's all good.
So, are you coming now?
Yes, we're going
Alright.
now.
Wonderful. In that case, I'm gonna leave you for just 1 minute.
Oh no. Oh no.
So are we not going to mention Arliss actually taking... Actually
You're welcome to mention it.
guarding? Yeah, I mean... I guess there's a first time for everything.
What do you mean?
You taking a shift?
Wouldn't be the first time. I just only do it when it's actually reasonable. In comparison to you.
Yeah, but I guess being paranoid does its thing.
More like being threatened by a mob boss does its thing. At least I'd say.
I mean, we have been quite a thorn in their side. Kind of makes me happy.
Let's see this. Let's see this costume. No costumes? Oh,
No.
I was expecting a costume.
Yeah, I'm too lazy for anything like that.
For some reason, I don't see the videos. Not the cameras, not Dan's, and not
No?
Salem's. No.
Me neither.
What? They work for me.
Well,
They work for
let
me.
me... Actually, I guess we can try and drop the call and try it again.
Do you see me now?
Nope, it's buffering.
And this only recently started?
No, this is for the whole session.
Yep, it's been just blank for me the whole
You
time.
could-
You've been
do you-
quiet?
Do you know how many times I've turned my camera to my cat expecting a comment? No one said anything. It's like, okay, it's not that
Alright,
bad.
let's drop the call and try again.
Let's drop the call. I'll...
Still just buffering.
Super weird because it works for us, right? You see me, Don?
Not yet.
I see you.
I see myself. I
Nice.
saw you. Like, right now you're buffering for me.
Okay, this is great.
Great. Well, let's wait until Mark Real is dropped from the call. Okay, I can still see myself. I can still see myself.
Yeah. I turned it off and on again. Did it help?
Nope.
You're
Oh.
still buffering. Dan's just a black screen for me.
Okay. This is an interesting bug.
Is there a way to check if there's like updates for Discord?
Discord auto updates if you
Mhm.
whenever you restart your computer. So unless you've been leaving it on for a couple of days.
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
What about the energy consumption, dude? Never mind. I don't know. But then it would only be happening for him, not for everyone. And I assume you guys turn off your PCs, so... no idea. I guess we just have to play without it.
Well, let's drop it once again. I'll try the call. At least maybe I will be able to see you, as I did before.
Okay.
Who the
Now I
fuck
can
is
see
Mark
you.
Bot?
He was basically put in place so that the cameras are in the same order as before when Mark is
Oh,
here.
I got it. Okay.
Now I'm buffering
Um,
for myself.
Yeah, now you're buffering for me too. Okay, I think this is gonna be... I think it's gonna be dead for today. Yeah. Oh, okay, I see Don. Anyone else?
No,
Nope. You
Well,
are still swirling.
Perhaps if you turned on your cameras, you would see others.
I don't even own one.
Do you like see me? Because I just like turn the camera
I see
on.
the black of your camera cap.
Yes, I see the black of your camera cap.
Yeah. Okay. So I see it too, but I still don't see you two. So
Well,
this
that's
doesn't help.
because we don't see you.
Okay, so I guess we're playing without
Yeah,
cameras.
I guess we're playing like this. This is gonna be you and me.
It's
are
good
gonna
to
be
know,
close
so
record.
I won't be gesturing anymore, I guess.
You can still
No
gesture
need
for
or
me.
no
You
one-
can still gesture for me.
So,
No need.
so many middle fingers.
Just you and me. So, it's a bright new day. It's a wonderful new morning. And
It's a new life for me. I'm feeling good.
yes, you do. And all of you gather your belongings and head up towards the upper ring, towards the mansion of one Lady Kazar.
Sending while we're on the way. Telling Emma Vane we're coming.
Right.
Are you ascending now?
Yep.
Is Ralph still sitting in the room like a good boy or no?
What did you tell him to do?
Tell him to just wait for me in the room. I'll be back soon.
He does said animated chest eyes at you, except he doesn't have any eyes. And he makes every possible attempt to show how sad he is, how crushed he is by not being able to come with you. But he obeys.
Alright, I'll try to bring him back a nice steak or something to eat.
Alright. So yeah, you head up to Zaporin and towards the Sunset Palace. Now, since you have visited previously, you know exactly where it is and how, in theory, to enter it. You get a response back from Alwyn that she's waiting for you. Just shout at the door. Shout at the door. That's what she says.
Ah!
You're not there yet.
We're not there yet, Trego.
Oh, okay, I'll do it from
But
again.
I
Half the
I
street
like your
turns towards him.
Like your enthusiasm for practicing.
You make it to the gate with gargoyles and a strange stone face on the gate. As you approach, you can hear the shifting of stone and the quiet conversation of the two gargoyles. Oh man, they're back! Yeah, I can see that.
Hello there. I think Amaven is waiting for us.
You address the gargoyles, but they seem to be either ignoring you or not hearing you, as one of them continues. Lady Kazar is such a lucky lady. Such visitors. Well, that's true, brother. That's true. You don't get many chances up here on the fence. Just you and me, you and me. And I'm quite sick of you by now. Well, I mean, just look. Such beauty. Wow. Yep, you and me, brother. I mean,
Amavane!
look at that. The beard. The muscles. What? What? So as the dragon shouts at the door, the stone face opens its eyes and goes, "Oh, state your business."
We're here to meet Amavane.
Oh. Like looks up. Okay. And splits in half as the gate starts opening. I always hate this moment. But it's open in front of you.
It certainly worked.
Well done, Trago.
Practice makes perfect, Trago. Good job.
Do you?
Yes.
Right. You enter, the gate starts closing behind you. Oh, all better now. They turn around to see the back of a head on the gate. And, well, the mansion is in front of you, and it's a bit of a walk, but it's big. It's big. It's pretty big. You walk the gravel pathway towards the main doors of the mansion and ascend the stairs. As one of you, Trago most likely puts his hand towards those knock rings, what is it called? Just as the door opens in front of you, and standing there in her usual purple and reds is Amawayne. Looking, well, pretty much the same way she looked before, but dressed better.
Hi, Amavane.
Hi, Pipit.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. So, just to get this out of the way, could I ask everyone but Trago to take a step to the side?
Happily.
Certainly.
Trago, are you
Trago-
reacting somehow, or
Trago just rolls his eyes.
make me a Constitution saving throw? Alright. So, just a moment. So, you take
20.
Okay, so I rolled maximum on both dice. So you take 16 points of thunder damage and 4 points of bludgeoning damage as a wave of force erupts from Amawayne and sends you barreling down the staircase So
Half damage!
actually, with your aura, yeah, it's gonna be 8 plus 4, so 12.
At least it wasn't fire!
I did not expect this to work. Oh well, good day. Come in.
Do you know how, like, in cartoons, sometimes they blow up, but they're just, like, crossing their hands and they're, like, they have this disapproval face? That's how Trago is exactly right now.
Sure.
Flying in midair.
Sure. Amoin leads you into the mansion, and well, first room you enter is I'm not sure how you call it in English. I guess it's an atrium again, as in it's basically from the floor to the ceiling. It's one giant room with a giant floor, giant ceiling. And from the inside, it looks more like a museum of sorts than a mansion. There's a skull of some strange carnivorous creature on the wall. There's a shelf full of stones and gems and minerals. There's a stand with strange curved swords on it. There's a giant goblin on the wall depicting actually the city of Nebo, but no, on goblin. And the whole room is just filled of curiosities and trinkets and souvenirs. Seems that Lady Kazar does quite a bit of traveling around the world, and she comes back with presents. Well, my aunt is not quite here yet. She's on a trip somewhere, but she should be back in. Amoin puts up her wrist, and you see a bracelet on it. And in the middle of the bracelet, there is a small globe floating, and it has notches on it. And half of it is colored white, half of it is colored black. In about an hour, I think. So, would you like to see around? Oh, alright.
Someone had a little drop.
Yep, that's it.
Do we want to take our break here?
Yes, in that case, let's just take our break and see what happens next. Alright, and we're back. So, my aunt should be here in about an hour. I would like to see the mansion, talk adventures, talk magic.
What do you have in mind when you say talk magic?
Well, it's been a while since I saw you last time, back before I came here. Share our progress. For example, I have finally mastered this fourth circle of magic.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Actually, I do have a question. It kind of more relates to magic and is more personal. Can you identify things?
I can, but
No. I don't mean right now. I just mean, are you capable of?
yes, that is too simple.
Is that what they do at the gate with that thing that they hold and they look at things? I don't remember this.
Oh, yes. It's an enchantment of sorts.
Huh. Okay, I was just wondering because it didn't seem very sensitive.
Well, as you know, such low-level magic doesn't always understand the full working of an item. For example, it would not show you if one is cursed or not.
Identify doesn't identify everything in an item.
Yes.
Actually, it doesn't it say it's cursed or not most of the times, but it just doesn't show you what is the curse.
Nope.
even
Identify
that?
does not identify curses, for example. You learn properties, how to use them, whether it requires some attunement, how many charges it has, blah blah blah. You learn whether any spells affecting the item and what they are. If the item was created by a spell, you don't know which spell created it. You can also use it on a person, for example. If the person is under a spell, you can identify him to learn
Yeah,
what
I know
spell it
that.
is.
But I was
But
under the
identify does not
impression-
show curses. It could.
Not by raw, but by
Not by raw.
our rules as intended. Yeah.
No,
Because that's the only difference there is usually to just, when we did the old magic items rules, where you can identify on short rest.
Mm-hmm.
That usually doesn't show curses, but this should. I'm perfectly fine with it not showing stuff.
I mean, I'm not sure if it does. Like, even if it doesn't tell you a story of an item, I believe the approximate quote from Dungeon Master Guide on curses is that identify would not identify a curse, but it might offer information about an item that might hint about it. Like, I know, this item was created by
Yes,
an ancient
that's
vampire or something.
certainly possible.
But that's as much as it does. There are... I'm not sure if there are any spells that actually identify curses. But that's kinda why so few items have curses and why they're so much fun. Anyhow,
Yes,
back to
for
in character.
someone.
Back to in character. There's awkward silence as all of you just stand around in the atrium.
So how's things back in Fenway?
I do not know. I haven't been there for a couple months.
Huh. Where have you been?
She told us that she was leaving when we were last there, Trego.
Oh,
Remember?
but yeah, but I thought you would maybe come back.
You must have heard you had it real hard when I flanked you off the stairs. But then again, you were never smart. So, let's go to the observatory, I guess.
Yeah, I'm sure this place looks like it has a lot of cool rooms that do cool stuff.
Oh, yes. Obviously, the place is too big for the two of us. But my aunt has quite a penchant for gathering curiosities from all over the world, and, well, with our lifespan, it usually gathers.
How has it been
Studies.
working
lot
for
of studies.
or with someone so Powerful.
Honestly amazing. Just reading through the spell books is quite enlightening. So much knowledge gathered in one place. Some things I find a little bit hard to understand for now. Obviously, I'll get there, but it will take a little bit more work.
Mhm.
But the power, the ingenuity, the character in her spells is impressive.
I'm sure you remember the dragons.
Yes,
She say anything about them to you? You tell her anything about it, I assume.
well, I consider doing that, but
You didn't tell your aunt you saw an actual live dragon?
sometimes when you don't have sufficient evidence, it is better to...
Your word doesn't hold enough weight?
It certainly does, unless it concerns... Look, my aunt is very peculiar about her dragons. If I told her that I saw a dragon without providing her with an opportunity to go and see that very same dragon herself, well, it would not end well for anybody.
What do you mean she's very peculiar with her dragons? Can you care to explain? Because we are sort of here about that as well, right?
I imagine that that would be the only reason you would come here.
No, the first reason was to visit you. The other part is
Of
only
course,
secondary.
I absolutely don't believe you, but that is fine.
I'm great at lying.
You are many things, but great is not one of them. My aunt is a connoisseur of dragons, if you would say. She has been collecting information on them for a very long time.
So she has actual information in comparison to every other place in the world that has basically zero.
Nobody has actual information, but if somebody has the most accurate rumors and assumptions gathered in one place, then here we are.
Isn't she old enough to have been around?
She was
When-
born after the Dragonfall.
Oh.
I understand that for you humans it's quite hard to figure an age of an elf, but I suggest in the future you just don't.
Because you do look like you're about 25, but
Next time you call me a child, I will smear you across the wall.
you'll try.
It was meant as a compliment. I mean, you look young, I guess. That's what he was trying to say.
Shall we?
Sure. Sure. Go ahead.
She leads you up the staircase and to the physical roof of the mansion, and you enter the observatory. As you enter the observatory and you see beautiful lush garden on the roof of the mansion, enclosed by a dome structure of metal and transparent material that lets through the light but keeps in the warmth. The temperature up here is definitely much higher than the air outside. Subtropical, you would say. You see small colorful birds fluttering from one tree to another, and most of them you don't really recognize. They're definitely not something that you would usually see in Aldana. Some of them being palms and stuff. But you imagine this is a pleasant place to read a book or enjoy a drink.
Wizards do have all the best toys.
We surely
It's
do.
amazing.
I would offer you tea, but I honestly don't care about preparing it for you. So, I suppose we can
You'll just
wait.
choose to enjoy the awkward silence instead. Yeah, that sounds like you.
If you want to make tea, the kitchen is downstairs.
I'm fine.
Pips, you want me to go make you some?
I'm good, thank you.
Oh, alright.
I'll go if you want, Laura.
Oh, no thanks, I'm good. I was trying to cheer up Pip a little.
You get the feeling she needs some cheering up.
No, I don't.
Oh yeah, okay. I understand why you get the feeling.
Glaring at Arla's.
So, I suppose we could spend the remainder of the time in silence.
Or we could tell you what happened once we left Mandolin.
Please do.
If you're interested in hearing actually what happened when we fought the dragon.
We came back after that.
Yeah, but she wasn't there.
She was there.
No, she wasn't. She left.
Dawn. She left after.
She left after, I
As
think.
far as I
Yeah?
remember, afterwards. We already told her about the dragons.
Well, there's
As
other
I
things
remember
other
it.
than the dragons.
Same. Say it again. How?
Me? Yeah, well, there's other stories other than the dragon.
To go on.
And I'll tell her. I don't think I need to keep a secret anything from Amavane.
I disagree, out of character.
I don't have a problem telling you, Amavane.
I mean, I don't know if I can call her a friend, but certainly like secrets, yeah, I don't care. Like she probably doesn't care either.
Do friends throw friends downstairs with magic?
All the time.
All the time. Okay, good. I'll keep it in mind for the future.
Why would you say that?
And when I throw you down the stairs, that's when we will become friends.
When
Can you feel the love?
Thrawn turn starts. You're singing his opening. So, will I hear a story today, or do I have to throw somebody down the stairs for it?
Start telling her the story.
I pointed to Arliss.
So, which story are you telling? Was you?
All of it. Not related to the ring, and I leave the stuff out about Arla's, but all of it.
Alright.
Including that we are here as agents, Pesach.
No,
Yeah,
No.
that's very much not.
No
no
as in-
agents.
Okay, got it. So you start telling the story, and I imagine you get up to about finishing up the story of Not Undead in Kreuzung. When Amoin perks up. And I believe my aunt is home.
You have good ears, apparently.
It's the alarm
Yes.
spell.
When you get experience, you become more sensible towards transportation magic. Well, you'll get there, don't worry.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Yeah. This guy summoned a unicorn. He's gonna get sensitive. Mm-hmm.
He summoned a unicorn.
Oh yeah.
Only once.
He sneezed it out.
Excuse me?
But was it sneeze? No, I think it was pissed it out.
Trego, it's not accurate. I made this comparison one time. We don't need to repeat it every time. It's not accurate.
I did not sneeze it. I did not.
Well, regardless,
Should we wait here? Should we go downstairs and meet her?
she is aware of our presence here.
Yeah, I assumed so.
Just be polite, will you? She is, after all, the most powerful woman on this continent.
Yeah, any advice or tips for not, getting ourselves eaten alive?
Don't tell jokes about elves,
Shit.
and be polite.
Double shit.
Okay.
Actually, just for the purpose of this and for the timeline, because I forgot to mention earlier, Salam is not with you. This morning, he claimed that he has received a calling from the Raven Queen, and he must follow it.
Is that a code name for going to the bathroom for a really long time?
Is this really
He
bad?
said he's gonna head to the Temple Ring. You tried to persuade him for a very long time, but short of disabling him, there was no option. He
We've at
said
least
that-
escorted him to the temple ring.
Sure, let's go with this. I mean, to be fair, like, yeah, if you escort him basically to the gate, to the Temple Ring, you can descend from there to the mansion of Lady Khazar. It won't take you too much of detour. But he is supposed to be somewhere in the Temple Ring, possibly looking for a temple of the Raven Queen or whatever. Whatever he's doing there. I have no freaking idea. Not yet.
Okay.
So, as Amawin is telling you all of this, the glass doors to the observatory open and a female figure enters. She... At the first glance, it's obvious that she and Amawain have similar blood in common, and, well, if Amawain could be considered beautiful even for an elf, her aunt is even more so. Curtis seems to be wearing some sort of almost ceremonial garb with super high collar, a diadem on her forehead, a pure red dress with the four of you recognize because you've seen them, depiction of dragons on her chest. Next to her is a, well, I guess medium-sized black panther with gold, what do you call them? With gold earrings in one of its ears. Good day, dear. If you had warned me that we have guests, I could have come prepared. Welcome to my home. I am Lady Khazar Vermilion.
Greetings. It's very nice to meet you. Thank you so much for having us. I'm Arls of the Nine. These are...
Pipette Biddlewick, it's very nice to meet you.
And Trigger Mouser. Pleasure is all mine.
Melora Nouvelle, it's an honor to meet you.
I've heard stories of you. It is curious to see you finally in flesh. Well, make yourselves comfortable. I will join you in just a moment. She
Thank you.
snaps her fingers and disappears from sight. The Black Panther stays behind, just watching at you with quite intelligent eyes. Pip, make me an Arcana check.
Shit. Hang on.
You're not sure because it's not supposed to be possible, but you have a feeling that Panther is her familiar. You wait for a couple minutes as in the spark of arcane energy, Lady Khazar reappears next to you, but now in a still beautiful but much more casual clothing.
Well, we're sorry to disturb you in your home, but if you have the time, we would like to talk to you about a couple of things.
No, certainly. First things first, though. Tea or coffee?
Tea sounds lovely.
It does.
She claps her hands, and from the surrounding foliage come rolling a couple roller trays, you know? How do you call them?
Mm-hmm.
Trays, basically, with pots and cups and saucers and spoons on them, and they take their positions next to your couches, and the pots start heating up, the cups start moving towards your tables all on their own, and in a couple of minutes, beautiful beverages of your choices are safely in your cups, and you are completely ready for the conversation. Well, I wonder what kind of questions you might have for me, but do go on.
Well, it's pretty simple. We have from at least one mostly credible source, and we've also heard from Emma Vane that you are probably the foremost expert on dragons.
Not probably, is the foremost expert.
So that just confirms our source. Thank you. Emma Vane told us that she didn't tell you about what happened in Phandalin.
I guess squirms a little bit.
Trego, I think it's a great opportunity for you to tell this story.
Dude, what happens in Phandalin stays in Phandalin.
I don't think so. Not in this case.
Oh boy. Okay, so yeah, and Emma Vane. Like, how does Emma Vane look like? What's her facial expression right now?
She's gonna be pissed.
Well, make me, I guess, an insight check. Right. So you are on the rooftop of the mansion, and technically it faces the cliffside of Nebo. So what you see in her eyes is you going off the roof and into the ocean. That's what you see in her eyes.
Yeah, but that's like what I see in her eyes all the time, so I guess nothing's wrong.
No, usually you see you're burning, you're falling down the stairs. This is new. This is new. Aunt, I believe this was a good time to tell you about this. Um, for previously, there were not enough evidence for me to support my claim, but my friends and I have encountered a real living dragon in the Blind Forest next to Vandalin, and knowing how interested you are about dragons and it being impossible to meet the dragon again, I chose to wait until I could gather more evidence before I tell you the story.
Well,
Shit, is she apologetic right now?
Because I puts the cup back onto the saucer and puts them on the table.
to be fair, the one you met in Fendelin is dead. But his sister is still alive.
And his mother. Yep.
Of
And
course.
her father, and her brother, and
but
every other.
Or when I say alive, I mean his sister is still most likely on our plane instead of in the Feywild.
It is quite common for amateurs to mistake
No, I don't think so.
mutated lizard folk for true dragons. Are you
They
certain?
looked very alike the things you had on your dress before you changed.
Major image of the dragon.
Impact smashes the windows. Come inside and take it away.
Oh, wait a moment. No, it's fine.
I just raise a hand and snap my fingers.
Yeah.
That looked like a giant lizard.
She picks up her teacup again, and you hear slight clattering of porcelain against porcelain. That most certainly does not. Amoin, darling, could you leave us alone for now? Now, most certainly. Amoin bows and backtracks out of the room.
I'm gonna leave the major image up while Emma Vane's leaving.
To be fair to Emma Vane, she didn't actually get to see the dragon. We kept her from going into the tower where we heard the voice of the creature that claimed to be one.
No, wait, no, she
I
went
lied.
into.
That's wrong. She went in. Ysera
She-
didn't go in because I didn't let her. Emma Vane and Meriden went in.
Also not true.
Yeah.
You were on my back. Muradin and Amvane went in together with
Yeah.
Ysera.
No, Ysera was outside and she heard everything. She did not see anything.
Oh, okay.
No.
I purposely told her to stay out.
Because Amawain's family got eaten.
Oh, right. Yeah.
They essentially had to give all of their gold in tribute to the dragon that they saw. I don't know if this is the one that they saw. It probably is, but this is the one that we killed. And his sister is still somewhere on this plane trying to get a hole big enough for their mother to come through. And by their mother, we mean the mother of dragons.
Currently caught in the Feywild, together with the
Verandmer,
Watchful.
the Master of Dragons.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Well,
it just so happens, I'm sure the name Said Nevek rings a bell for someone who's as
no
educated
need
as
for
you are.
flattery, young one.
It's
I know
just
the
that
name.
when we visited his tomb,
Oh, you did.
the guardian he left behind told us you were the person to ask about anything dragon related.
A guardian in a
Well,
tomb would know about me.
He collects information by people who travel into the tomb, make it all the way through, and feed him knowledge.
Oh,
Or
that
knowledge
makes total
Said
sense.
Nevek had in the first place.
Well, this is certainly a curious turn of events. And you say a sister to this dragon. is here, on the material plane.
She was in the Blind Forest. We fought her alongside with her dragon, with her brother, and when we killed him, she fled. Well, she fled first, and we started fleeing when we heard her call for her mother, so it was sort of a mutual, let's get out of each other's way for the time being.
That is understandable. Dragons are most possibly the most formidable enemy you could make in our world.
So that's... Well, Rico, do you want to tell what's happening in the Blind Forest?
You're talking about the portals?
I'm talking about your god.
Well, it's somewhat connected that the Great Oak, Relafane Relafiel, that in his, well, he protects the Blind Forest, which there's one of the portals to the Feywild from there. There's also one in Feywild. I'm sure you know all of this. And well, last time I saw him, he was slowly dying, and he might be already. Which means that the entrance to the portal, or, well, exit, could be unguarded, and therefore a gateway for the Feywild and the Mother of
Great
Dragons.
Oak, serving as a seal to the Feywild, holding the Mother of Dragons in place.
Mhm.
Yes, this could work. It explains so much. Have you been given a timeline by this deity of yours?
You mean a
have
date?
spoken to him?
I have, but you mean like a specific date?
Yes. Timeline. Years, centuries, millennia.
No.
I think years at most, since he said it was, as Tregori told it, we were to grow. So I don't think he's talking about centuries
most of
or
you
millennia.
will not live that long. It most certainly will be quite unpleasant if Veranmir makes her way to our plane. I do like this city quite.
Well,
but also we have suspicion that there is a figure and probably an organization ran by, well, we know him only as Oko. And he's been conjuring some chaos around Aldana in general, and we suspect it's in order to help the Mother Dragon cross the...
Well, you suspect that, Rego. I don't.
You don't?
No.
Wait, what? Okay, wait. No, wait. Out of character.
Immortal. Opening a rift big enough for Mother of Dragons to pass through. If something like that existed, I'd know them.
Okay, out of character. Isn't our group like...
No?
No?
I certainly don't believe it.
I did suggest the possibility early on, but this was a while ago, and his actions lately haven't seemed to really contribute to dragons. I think he worships some other kind of god or a demon or something.
Maybe he's trying to get worshipped himself.
Or that.
Oh, okay, so my bad. I think that's a totally different subject then that we could ask about, like the mark and stuff, but later on.
Yes, later on. So, obviously we didn't just come to tell you a story, though it's certainly useful information in your hands. We really don't know where to begin, to be quite frank. It's not like we can go to the Feywild and stop it there.
You could certainly
And-
try. That would be
Yeah,
an amusing trip to see.
yeah. But if she can make her way back, so can the metallics, right?
Well,
If they wanted to. If someone told them about the risk that was gonna hit this place if they don't.
from what I know from my research, Verandmer was somewhat an exception to the chromatics and how she was sealed. And the metallics have disappeared to a dimension or plane quite different from ours.
Yes.
Potentially certain uncanny connection it has to ours, so that mortals of any other creatures could not bother them in it.
Potentially. That is what, since we don't know how to go about it, it was the first idea we had.
Do you seek the
Trying-
metallics?
If you have any better idea of stopping it, we're open to suggestions, but so far it's the best we've got. And since you are the foremost expert on dragons, we thought maybe you'd have the slightest hint as to anything we could do.
Slaying a dragon is no easy feat. Most certainly not one like Verandmer. I believe our primary plan should be to contain her within the Feywild, reinforce the seal and make certain that she fails at breaking through.
That sounds just as lovely. If you have any ideas on what we should be doing, it's simply we don't know, and we wanna help. So if you know, we'd more than gladly listen to your advice.
Problem with this plan is if a god is failing, what could us mortals do? Alternatively, the best moment to strike at her would be as soon as she emerges into our plane, outside of her home, her lair. A dragon can be killed. It just takes some serious strength. Which, no offense meant, but I don't think you quite possess yet.
Well, the yet is very flattering.
You claim you have exited the tomb. That is quite an achievement. The oak, he told you to grow.
Mhm.
Did he offer you a link? A first step? A guide? Growth is subjective. Some of you have quite a bit to grow.
I don't think I understand what you're asking.
Has he offered you guidance on how you're supposed to become stronger?
Not really. Just, I guess, his teachings of spreading joy and light.
That will most certainly not help.
Why is everyone so pessimistic?
Very well. There has been a disturbance in the north. It had my attention for the past couple of years. It might be connected to the story you tell. How much do you know about the Mount Piritius?
How much do we know about the Mount Piritius?
Nothing for me personally.
Nothing. Wait, would I know anything from my reading, Dan?
You and Trigger make an history check.
Oh, I'm really good with those. Just a sec.
Melora.
Oh, I am really good with those.
Melora, make a nature check.
Sorry. Nature?
It's where Ragnaros resides within
Yes.
the volcano.
So, Trek and Pip, both of you know that more than a decade ago, Mount Piritius, which is the second highest peak in the Andes Mountains, has erupted. Nobody knew that there was a volcano, a dormant volcano, but it has erupted, and since then has been not causing any problem, but has remained active.
A decade ago? Okay.
More than a decade ago, well, like 10,
How
11
much?
years.
Okay. Just a little over a decade.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have become aware of the fact that the mountain did not erupt on its own. Usually places like volcanoes and maelstroms are connected to elemental planes, fire, water. It was my guess that a rift has opened in the mount. Recently, however, I have begun to believe that something else has caused the eruption. So, if one dragon is trying to break free, why not more? I have employed whatever divination magic is within my grasp, and there is quite an impressive array of it, to peer into the caldera of Piritius. It remains active. A ruin, quite impressive ruin of an ancient castle in the middle of a lava lake. I've seen fire elementals and salamanders roaming the shores, all creatures that you would usually find in the fire elemental plane. The castle itself, however, is somehow protected from divination. Might be a side effect of a portal still residing within it. I've seen no evidence of a dragon present in the castle, but it is an option. Perhaps it's gathering strength, perhaps it's working on opening the portal big enough so that it could pass through. For obvious reasons, it is dangerous to traverse over there on my own, as powerful as I am. So, what say you? Will you be interested in taking a trip?
One of my
Now-
favorite raids, of course.
Not yet.
I miss all.
There are certain individuals that I imagine would benefit you greatly on your adventure. It would take me a while to gather. Plus other preparations,
Individuals?
like, yes.
We do have some other business we have to do while we're in the city too.
Wonderful.
Actually, about the other business, might we implore you for a favor in that sense?
You can try.
And your discretion, regardless of if you give us the favor or not.
That's a big promise to make.
I'm listening.
So there's the second part that's at least going wrong in Aldana and is certainly also spread up here. There's the individual Trego mentioned earlier, Oko. There's some organization of wizards, most of them drow in nature, I suppose, that have been trying to spread a mark over Aldana by blood sacrificing. I'm sure you've heard about the story
You
in
may stop now. That sounds awfully boring.
Yes, it is awfully boring in more than one sense, but it's annoying us. And all we'd need from you is if you could maybe introduce us to Patrician or anyone close enough.
To Havelock.
That's
Sure, if you say so, yeah.
Oh, I thought you knew. Huh. Don't worry about this. It will resolve itself.
Is that why people are following us?
She just smiles.
Shit, she's Oko. We screwed up.
Yeah, right. Shizuko.
So, you mean he's already aware of us being here and will be contacted shortly? Okay. Sounds lovely in that case. Yeah. No, if that's taken care of in that sense, then that's all we would have liked from you.
Wonderful. Well, I wish you luck on your adventures, and next time you slay a dragon, please bring me a present.
Well, there was sort of his sister still there trying to kill us, so we couldn't.
And
Otherwise,
apparently,
we probably would have.
the acidic ones like to dissolve very quickly into their own acidic blood.
Green
Otherwise, we
ones
would have had.
are not acidic. They are poisonous.
Well, this one disintegrated.
Or he wasn't there.
Yeah, because they burned him.
We didn't even go back there. How do we know? What?
No, because I wanted to start harvesting him, and I was told that I wouldn't be able to because the body was disintegrating too quickly.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't remember that. Okay.
Yeah, quite possibly. Quite possibly it would have started decomposing very quickly.
Decomposing and disintegrating are different things, though.
Well, if it's decomposing as quickly as I must have described it, it's not that different from disintegrating.
Okay. Anyway. Well, in that case, we'll look forward to hearing from you. Thank you for your time.
And thank you for yours. This is quite an exciting event you have brought to my attention. A dragon, a living dragon. Huh.
Oh, apparently they're also able to take on a different form. This is what they looked like,
And I cast Major Image again, and I show the twins, or the brother and sister, in their elf forms.
Very well.
It doesn't surprise you at all, does it?
No, that is a known feature of more experienced dragons. You
Good to
wouldn't
know.
see a white turning into a human, but in green, I can believe that.
You know, since we are going to be dealing with dragons, it would be really helpful if there was some sort of, you know, dragons for dummies thing, because that doesn't even exist outside of your sphere of knowledge. We don't want to, you know, there's no way that we could actually accumulate all the knowledge that you've already accumulated. So if we could have just the Cliff Notes version, so that we would be able to tell the difference between, you know, colors
Well,
Do you know any way to tell
and their abilities, how you
if
can
someone
tell, yeah.
is polymorphed?
let's
Into
us
into-
imagine that you won't be fighting the metallics, for starters.
That would be a safe assumption, I would believe.
Wonderful. So, the dragons, chromatic ones, or the colored ones, are of few colors. There are green ones, black ones, blue ones, white ones, and red ones. Usually you can surmise pretty easily from their coloration the elements they coincide from: poison for greens, acid for black, thunder and lightning for blue, ice for white, and fire for red. All of them are, to a certain extent, protected from the element that they were born from, and completely immune towards it. And obviously they are also capable of unleashing a powerful brass weapon of similar element, which usually consists as a cone for red and white dragons and green ones, and a line of acid or thunderbolt for the blue ones. All of the chromatics are invariably evil, and, well, with a few exceptions. And consider humanoid races like us as pets at best, as slaves and dinner, usually. They're known to be quite fond of hoarding various treasures. Some prefer gold, some prefer gems of various colors. The blue ones, for example, are quite fond of sapphires. Some are slightly more sophisticated, gathering works of art and certain talented individuals as their servants. Some, especially the white ones, are brutal and feral in their nature, mostly concerned about hunt rather than anything else. The dragons are known to prefer their lairs to be in specific locations. I see northern shelves for the white ones, volcanic calderas or otherwise hot places for the red ones, deserts for the blue ones, forests for the greens, and acidic swamps for the blacks. I lost my train of thought. Where was I?
The
Layers.
locations. Yeah.
Yeah. You have seen that some of them are capable of transforming into humans or humanoid races. All of them are greedy and egoistical, though each color and each individual are to a specific extent. But by your stories, you're able to buy a safe passage from the Green Dragon with gems and gold and some flattery. It does sound like a Green Dragon. Aside from that, not much more of cliff notes. But if you have questions,
Any way to tell any polymorphed individual from anyone
Right.
else?
If a dragon polymorphs to another form, it would be a form of magic, although an inherent one, and as such should be subject to conventional means of seeing through magical transformation.
So simply being able to see magic wouldn't suffice, but being able to see through it would?
You should be able to see it as magic, but just seeing it as a magic as a polymorph magic does not explain to you that this is a dragon. Quite a few individuals utilize polymorph magic for protection or, well, safety.
Mhm.
You could use magic like true seeing. I believe a druidic spell Moonbeam hinders a shape changer's form. You could try to spell it.
What about weaknesses? Is it like, would a fire dragon be more vulnerable to ice, or maybe
No.
ice to fire?
Dragons have almost no weaknesses, and they are untouched by their own element, and quite sturdy beasts that are quite hard to take down with conventional weapons. They are also naturally resistant to magic of almost any kind, although that resistance can be overcome if sufficient amount of magic is poured at them.
What do you mean? Certain circles don't even affect them, or less?
Dragon's body has an ability to naturally disassemble a spell into its basic components, into magical energy, and safely dissipate it around it. This capacity, however, is limited. Usually, the older the dragon, the more adept they are at this. The problem lies, dragon is usually capable of choosing to utilize this ability. It may ignore a weak spell, but take apart a powerful spell that could hurt or disable the dragon. This is quite a legendary ability.
Fuck off.
Is it called legendary resistance?
That would be a good name, but I suppose you could say that their ability to resist magic is legendary, yes.
I'm reporting all of you to the Bad Jokes Company.
So, take care of your business as I recruit those individuals and see if I could prepare extra items that would assist on your fight with fire-based creatures. Rethink your policies on weapons and magic, for most of those creatures should be immune or resistant to fire. Half of the reason why I choose not to go there myself.
So we are to go to Mount Pyrathos,
You ought to see me first, but then yes.
and then what? Investigate what's causing this?
Investigate, clear the caldera from any dangerous creatures. Investigate the ruins. If it is a dragon, then either slay it or report back, and we will rethink our future plans.
Okay.
In any case, even if it is indeed a dragon, it should not be on the magnitude of Erlenberg. Do not underestimate it, though, if you do decide to face it on your own.
That's a very... Thanks for the information. That's very valuable. But do you know why all information about dragons were wiped off after the dragon fallout?
Well,
It seems kind of foolish to erase this kind of information that can be used against them if they ever return.
to be fair, nobody expected the return of dragons, and most of the information was destroyed simply due to the nature of the dragonfall. I myself struggled quite a bit trying to find information on dragons from witnesses, my family included. They know something. But they are either compelled or choose to hold this information secret. Perhaps there's a secret, perhaps they are under a gears from the metallics to hold this information. Most individuals that lived long enough to see the dragons have sadly already died. I doubt you would see anyone but an elf who survived the dragonfall.
Yes, but even those who have survived are reluctant to even speak about it.
I tried to question my mother once when I was younger. It did not end well for our relationship, and I chose not to use my magic to gain this information forcefully.
Okay. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome. News of a live dragon. Huh.
So, go ahead. Sorry.
Sorry, can I ask one more question? In all your research, and questioning, did you ever hear about a town called Neverwinter?
Oh. Neverwinter, you say? I did used to have a summer house, so to speak, in the suburbs. Sweet place.
Wait, you had one?
Yes.
What happened to Neverwinter?
She smiles wildly. So you remember?
Just to be certain, you're saying the bullshit she's been telling us was true?
Bullshit. This little one has mind more durable than most creatures in this country. Did you remember the second?
Yes, but we don't know what changed. Melora heard it too, or felt it, or... we don't know what changed, though.
I haven't noticed what changed either.
What
It
can
could
make such a
be-
huge magical field? That would change so many people.
Well, I'd have two guesses. A god? Or a dragon?
The question is, what would they benefit from doing this?
That is a question I've been asking myself.
I know dragons, well, the chromatic ones are evil and want to destroy things and all that, but what was the end goal of the mother dragon? Did she just want destruction, or was she trying to attain a level beyond dragon?
Well, From what I know, there's no Dungeon Master in the Monster Manual because everything in the Monster Manual can be killed. From what I know of the old dragons, some of them, such as Verandmer and Grugaduragran, are a magnitude more powerful than the younger dragons. Whether it takes a dragon a millennia of life to be considered ancient and powerful enough to destroy more cities, not Nebo, not in its current state, but both Grugaduragran and Verandmer and Castra were the closest those dragons came to true dragons, the ones that created life all those millennia ago. I have no confirmation whether they had similar abilities to create or take life, aside from, well, the power of Great Dragon, but it does make sense that Gurgaduragran was at the very least capable of creating a whole other plane where the dragons disappeared to. And if anyone was capable of hiding information on dragons from the minds of most creatures, that must have been him. What Verandmer wanted, as far as I understand, was revenge. Death for all the metallics and unlimited rule, unlimited playground for Hawkhind. Chromatics, yes, but green ones dominantly. Why the dragons join forces is beyond my knowledge. Chromatics are egoistical. Them joining forces, especially in such power, is an unrepeated event. Even the legends that are passed down from the past, from the true dragons, the Chromatics lost their power because they chose to fight alone. Do you think that this may be connected to Verandmer? Her attempt to break free, perhaps?
I don't know. It doesn't. I think it's something worse. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, because, you know, two birds, one stone. But I don't know. Those reasons seem too small. I wish we knew what the second one was.
True. And who knows how many more were there? I feel like the enchantments upon my mansion must have assisted in my retaining my memories of those two waves, but if one of them would hit me in my travels, how would I know if I remember it?
That's actually an excellent point. There could have been more and we just never noticed it. Or didn't remember it.
Who else knows?
The head of the
Rugers?
Mage Tower.
Rugers?
Yes. The first one. He knows about the first one.
And the second?
I haven't spoken to anyone else about it. We've been on the road.
We have.
We did talk to him about it?
Yes.
Did it affect him? I don't remember.
Yes. He didn't remember.
Oh. He didn't remember the second. Sorry.
Oh, that's a pity. Humans do have such short lives. It's good to know this. Perhaps as we learn more, I could rely on your help to battle this menace.
Quite frankly, I think I just got lucky.
Well, don't underestimate your luck. It is, after all, part of your powers.
No, you're confused. Darla says
Yes.
Well, it seems I have quite a few busy scheduled for the next couple of weeks. You're welcome to come and visit. I don't promise to be here, but you're always welcome at my home.
Thank you.
I think we lost Jess.
Wait, days.
If you say visit, you don't mean we'd be able to stay here, right? I'm-
Wow! Wow!
I'm sorry to be that forward, but it's just because of the other situation you found boring, which is rather dangerous for us, that this would be
I
maybe a little
enjoy
too convenient.
occasional guests. I don't enjoy freeloaders.
We'd be willing to pay,
Mike,
but we couldn't. Well, whatever.
I
There
don't
is-
think she wants money.
Nothing
There's a
to
saying-
have that I want.
there's a saying that guests are like fish. After 3 days, they stink.
Yep.
If you had brought a dragon skull, this would have been a different conversation.
If we'd have brought a dragon skull, I'm pretty sure you would have sought us out. It's not like we can hide that.
Well, this has been
Next up is, sorry.
a pleasant conversation, but time's a wasting. I imagine my niece should be able to provide you with whatever extra information you require. And now that I've seen you, if there's need, I will find a way to find you.
Lovely. Have a nice day.
Thank you for meeting with us.
And, sharing information with us.
Just doing what I can.
So we'll take our leave. I think, Arliss, next time you want to, stay at someone's house, buy them a drink first.
Well,
even I know that, and I'm not really well versed in
No
the
place
dating
to buy a
world.
drink here first, and I'm pretty sure she can still hear you while you're in her mansion, so.
Yeah, but I'm making fun of you on your expense.
You consider that making fun?
One is laughing.
Your taste is quite boring, I guess. But
I wonder why she did, though. I'm gonna say this after we leave, okay?
after
I
we're
wonder-
out the door.
Yeah. I wonder why she did, leave Amavane out of this.
Wait, are you saying as you exit the building, or are you waiting until you exit through the gate?
No, exit everything. Even the gargoyles can't, hear us. The doorknobs things,
Okay,
I don't know.
got it. Oh, wait, what?
Hmm?
Oh, okay. So, out of character, drop it for a moment. You have an hour and a half.
Oh
More.
yeah, I counted wrong. It's 12:30 now
All right.
where I am. I
So,
have until 2.
Basically, we have the full
The
game.
normal time.
Except we always end at 3 whenever we stop at 2. So that's why I was like, I have to leave at 2.
All right, sure.
Then how long do we have?
Hour and a half.
Well, yeah. All right. Well, this changes things because I was preparing to wrap up, and now I don't have to.
I mean, I'm not going to complain if I could go now, but...
No, you're not allowed to go. We will, however, take a second break right now, especially since we are still missing Sayora. And since there's no response from her anywhere, could you give her a call if you can, or something?
Sure, she's probably dealing with the turkey. I will do what I can.
Just make sure she's fine, and we'll be kind of excellent. So, you're waiting until you exit the gate to say whatever you plan to say, right?
Yeah, I was just wondering
Oh, yeah.
why, like out loud, why would she tell Emma Vane to exit?
As you're wondering that out loud, you hear stern male voice. Sir Tregomauser, I presume. You
From where
turn
this is coming?
around to see 4 guards in Nebo Azrovigil uniform at full equipment. One of them having his helmet under his arm and looking at some sort of paper. So
Do I recognize where they come from?
They come from the northern office.
Of Lower Ring?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
And these are your companions.
I think so.
Yeah.
Very well. On the orders of the government of Neva, you are all under arrest. I would like you to follow us. And that's where we're gonna end the session for tonight.
Come again? No, shit, I don't know. You were like robotic for me.